Okay everyone, so finally we are going to start our final project and this is what we are going to make today. And this is fully responsive. It will look good even in mobile phones as well. So first thing first, I want you guys to go at my GitHub and then download this repository. So I will be providing link in the description. So you have to go there and then click this button and then download zip. So once you have downloaded, you have to extract that thing, and here I have already extracted. And this contains some images which we are going to use in our project, and also HTML and CSS file. Okay, so let's first open it in the VS Code and understand what we have. So we have HTML and a CSS file and then some images. So in HTML we have nothing, we have just some fonts and some icon, and our style sheet is connected. Okay, and there's nothing in body section. As you can see, it's empty. Okay, so in CSS we have some colors and we have some basic style for removing the margin and padding, and then we have a default font, and then we have a font size. That's all we have. Okay, so let's open it in our live server. Okay, so now we are good to go. So let's go first in the Photoshop, and we have the design already saved so that you guys can understand what we are going to make first. Okay, so we are going to make this nav bar first. Okay, so for this nav bar we will go in our VS Code and in HTML. Okay, so in our body we are going to take header. Okay, inside this header we are going to take a nav. Okay, inside this nav we are going to take a class with logo. So we will do dot logo, and then we are going to have this icon here, you see this one. Okay, so for this icon let's do I dot. Okay, so our icon is here already, and then we are going to take a paragraph just below our icon. So inside this paragraph we will have a span, and inside this span I'm going to write foodie, and outside this span I'm going to write foods. Okay, so this is here. Now we will go in CSS. Okay, so now we will take our nav and we will give it a background color of red so that we can see clearly what is going on. So now we will take a padding of 1 rem. Okay, then we will take box shadow, and we will give it a height of 55 pixel, and now we will say position fixed, and we will say width 100%. Okay, then we will say top 0 and left 0, so that when we scroll it always stays at top 0. So this is all for the nav. So let's go back in our HTML. Now we have this logo. Inside this logo we have icon, and then we have some text. So we will go here and then we will take our logo dot logo. Okay, and we will say display flex. Okay, and then I'm going to say align item center to center everything vertically, and then I will say color, and I will use our variable which is accent dark. Okay, and font weight 500, font size 1.3 em. Okay, looking awesome. Now we will take logo and then I, which is icon of our logo. So icon we are going to give it a margin right of 0.5 rem, so that we have this gap here. So this gap, and then I'm going to say font weight to 400 for this one, 400. Okay, this is all for the icon, and then we are going to take dot logo again, and then we are going to take span of that logo, or we can take p and then take span. Okay, so span basically means this foodie thing here. This is our span, and for this span we are going to say color to black, to hash 000, which is black. now we can go up, and then inside, instead of this red, which is just for the visibility purpose, we are going to take #FFF. So yes, this is our navigation and it's looking awesome already. So we have successfully created our navbar, and then we are going to make our this section. You can call it the hero section, or you can also call it home section. So we are going to call it home section. So let's go back in HTML again, and now we will take a section. So we will say section dot home. So section with a class of home, it will create for us. Okay, inside this home we are going to make two separate partition, which is one for image and then one for our text. So we will go in our HTML and we will keep our browser here. So in HTML we are going to say, okay, we are going to take a div. So dot, I'm going to say home dash left, and then one more div with dot home dash right. Okay, so this is going to be our two section. So in home dot left we just want to insert some image. So we will go here in our style, and okay, so we will give some basic styling to our home first. So dot home, and then I'm going to give it a height. So again, 55 pixel is our height of navigation. So we are going to say calculate. So we are going to say 100 VH minus 55 pixel, which is just subtract the height of our nav bar from this section. So, and then we are going to say margin top, of course, because our nav bar is fixed position, so it's not going to start from there. Okay, so this is okay, and then we can say background color to red for visibility purpose. Okay, this is okay, and then we are going to say dot home, and we will take that left. Okay, home left, and we are going to say background color blue, again for the visibility, and then I'm going to say background image, and we can say URL, and we are going to take this image top BG. Okay, and then we will say background cover, background size cover. Okay, then we have to give it a height also, so that we can see it finally. Okay, so the image is here, and if we will resize it, now we are going to make another section in this thing. So we will go in our HTML, and inside the right thing we are going to give, again let's go back to Photoshop first. So inside this we are going to have this text, and then some more text and a button. So let's do this. So inside this right we are going to take a container first. So dot container. Okay, so inside this container, let's open my browser. Okay, so inside this container we are going to have a wrapper. So let's take a wrapper. Okay, and then we are going to take a class called dot subtitle. Okay, and this class is responsible for this thing, experience here. So we are going to just write experience. Okay, this should be here now. Yeah, experience. Now we are going to take title, and in title we are going to say the taste of foods. So it's basically experience the taste of foods. Okay, so after that we are going to take a p. Okay, so below that we are going to say, okay, so p dot text, p with a class of text. So inside this we are going to have some lorem ipsum. So I will just write lorem and then enter. Okay, and then we are going to take a tag with a class of button. So a dot btn, and href can be hash, and then we can say order now. No. Okay, so let's maximize it. Okay, so now we have all our items here. So we are going to go back in Photoshop. So now we are going to do that partition thing. So let's go in VS Code and then open our browser. Okay, inside style.css. Okay, so inside our CSS we are going to create a class called .grid. So inside this .grid we are going to say that display grid, and we are going to say grid template columns, repeat 2, 1 fr. Okay, so this is our reusable class. So we are going to have a comment here. So before everything, after body we are going to say reusable. Okay, and we are going to paste this here, and then for donating a ending we are just going to do like that. Okay, so this grid is our reusable class. Then we will go in HTML, and then inside our home section we are going to give it a class called grid. So as soon as we do that, we can see our layout is divided into two parts. So if we will make it big, then you can see. And currently we are developing for desktop, and we are not focusing on mobile, so I will keep this window maximized. So then we can little bit small it so that we can see. Yeah, so now go back to style.css again, and then we are going to remove this height first. We no longer need that. Okay, now we will say dot home dash right, and background color to accent. Okay, then we can say height 100%. Instead of bar we have var. Okay, so now our background color is there. Now next thing, we will take our home dash right, and then we will take container, and inside this container we are going to say padding of 0, and then 4 rem, 0 from top and bottom, and 4 rem from left and right. And then we are going to say display grid and place item center to center everything basically. And again we are going to give height to 100%. Okay, so now our text is centered. And then we will take dot home dot subtitle. This our experience subtitle is our experience text. Okay, so we are targeting it, and then we are going to say font size to 1.8 em. Okay, it's bigger now. And then we are going to say font family, we are going to use bad script, and as a fallback font cursive. Okay, so looking awesome. Now we are going to go for this title one, the taste of food. So we are going to say dot home dot titla. Okay, and then we are going to say font size to 2.2 em. Okay, looking awesome. And then again font family same, so I will copy paste. Okay, now we are going to take home dot text, which is our this text here, this text. Okay, so we are going to say margin to rem, and then is 0. So from top and bottom 2 rem, and 0 from left and right. And then we are going to take our order button, and we are going to make it like this one here. So we will go and take our order button. We will say dot btn, and background color to where we have a color for btn, it should be there, btn dash color. Okay, yeah. And then we are going to say text decoration none to remove that underline. Then we will say color to hash fff, this is the text color. And then again we are going to give it a some padding of 0.7 rem, and 1 rem from left and right. And we are going to say display inline block. Okay, and we are going to say btn colon hover. So we are going to give it a hover, and at hover we are going to say background color and make it okay. So looking awesome. So in this part we have created our navbar, and then we have created our home section. So now go back in Photoshop. So we are done with this part here, and then in the next video we are going to do the rest of the parts. So thank you so much for watching. See ya in the next one.